What's up, people? Um, it's cold outside this morning, and I've got I got to get started on this roof. Get my guys started on this roof before I have enough time to come back and do my morning video. So I'm up here a little bit early, but I will be back with our thoughts and things with the Cowboys. Um, I'm surprised this morning because my wife has a new thing that she wants to do because she always worries that I can't make it without you. You're going to live. You're going to live. I've got to live forever or else I'm going to be in the doghouse. And so one of the things she does is checks your blood pressure every morning. Every morning. And so after that game last night, checked it first thing this morning. And amazingly, my blood pressure was 125 over 77. Which doesn't make any sense. I would have thought for sure it would have been sky high, going through the roof, literally breaking the damn thing. I said, that can't be right. I said, it must not be set on my arm right or something. Did it again, it was the same thing. I don't know what that means, but I know one thing. We are a bad team. I got 10 minutes ago, Wade who said that the San Francisco game would be everything as far as the season goes on the Cowboys. And this is Wade's response this morning. Is this on Jerry? The Cowboy scouts and the talent evaluators screwed the pooch. They told Jerry we were good, and they told Jerry our guys were going to step up and fill in the gaps. This is an over-evaluation of talent by the scouts and Will McClay. This falls at the feet because our players ain't good enough. Well, I can agree wholeheartedly that the team's not good. Now we've had a lot of injuries. I remember saying that for the Cowboys to be successful this season, we were going to need to thread the needle because there was no margin for error. We were basically banking on that Mozzie Smith, our rookie first-round draft pick, because we believe in our guys, was going to be able to step up and be an above-average defensive tackle. That he was going to become, I'm not going to say our Aaron Donald, but we were going to need him to do that because we had issues between running the football and stopping the run. There's no other way to put this. You can look at that game last night and the same problems we had every time we play San Francisco. We don't run the ball well. Let me give you an example here. Let me pull up the stats here. Like I said, I got my guys over there waiting for me, but 49ers versus Cowboys. I'm going to pull up the stats here. Stats-wise, Dak Prescott, 243 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions. Zeke Elliott, 10 carries, 34 yards, 1 TD. We break it down completely. Look at team stats. Cowboys, 236 yards passing, 56 rushing. San Francisco, 246 yards passing, 223 yards running the football. Yards per play, 4.9 for the Cowboys. Yards per play, 7.3 for San Francisco. For sake of argument, 49ers versus Cowboys. 22 playoffs. Okay, so this is January 22nd, 23. More about this game. Dak Prescott, 206 yards passing, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. Zeke Elliott, 10 carries, 26 yards. How crazy is it that it's exactly the same? I'll do one better. 49ers versus Cowboys. Playoffs. 22. More about the game. Dak Prescott, 254 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Jimmy G, 172 yards, 1 interception. Elijah Mitchell, 27 carries, 96 yards, 1 TD. This is where it's crazy. Zeke Elliott, 12 carries, 31 yards. Team stats. San Francisco, 169 yards running the football. Cowboys, 77. It's not rocket science, people. It's not rocket science. Every single time. Let me look at it the second year. It was closer, at least, in 23. We only gave up 113 yards rushing versus 76. We've had the same problem. The same problem. Can't run the football, can't stop the run. And in football, that's a recipe for disaster. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And while we look at somebody like Jalen Hurts and say he's got deficits and can't carry the team, well, what they try and do is they try and get some people to help carry him too. They go through and say, let's get our offensive line together. Let's get our receivers together. Let's give them more targets. Let's get a great running back. We didn't do any of those things. We got rid of Amari Cooper, who we see is still a credible wide receiver. Amari Cooper. Let's see, what did he do yesterday? No, he only had 1 reception yesterday. Okay, so that makes you feel a little bit better. Okay, so he only had 1 reception. But we get rid of guys and don't replace them. And we turn around and we say we can't win. And we say we're better. We're better off with Dan Quinn. He's a loser. When they didn't support him and give him what he needed. And herein lies the problem with the Cowboys. They keep thinking, like Jerry says, we're going to do more with less. Doesn't work, people. Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, this whole thing, it doesn't work. When you believe in your own guys, and you haven't had a credible second-round pick since Diggs, you're screwed. You got to have second-rounders need to be starters on your roster. Yet we keep getting guys that have, fallen because of other reasons, and they fail. We bank on thinking that our rookies are going to be able to come in and think that they're going to be able to, boom, play like a veteran. We believe that we can sign players at the end of training camp and just plug and play that are over the hill. I said, I hope that our free agent signings that we made at the end of training camp, trading for Jordan Phillips and bringing in Linval Joseph and, Lawson and stuff like that. I said, I hope that this isn't a deja vu to 2020 when we brought in Dontari Poe and Emerson Griffin and Clinton Ha Dix, and these guys that didn't bust a grape. But damn if it isn't. Jerry Jones literally has the anti-Midas touch. Instead of everything touching, turning to gold, everything the Cowboys have touched this year has turned to shit. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. The same thing that has done us in every single time against the San Francisco 49ers keeps repeating. And any team that can run the football, it's going to be the same issue this year. It's the fatal flaw that the Cowboys refuse to address. It's a sad day. No, you know what? It's not going to be a sad day. It's not going to be a sad day. Today, for me, fuck the Cowboys. Fuck them. Today is going to be a good day for me. I'm going to make that happen. Today, at least, maybe Jerry Jones can learn something here. This place that has become a big piece of my life, this red brick house that people looked at and said it's a piece of trash and needs to be destroyed, is a treasure now. I have put my heart and soul and everything I have into finding a way to save this. And we did. And tonight the city's going to say, thank you for doing that. I wish I could do the same with the Cowboys. Because right now the Cowboys, they're a freaking mess that needs to be torn down and rebuilt. People say, fire the coach. Get rid of Mike McCarthy. You can do that. Say, get rid of the quarterback. You can do that. The problem isn't the coach and the quarterback. The problem starts from the top. That guy we can't get rid of, who doesn't understand that you can't do more with less, that you can't believe solely on your guys and the draft, that sometimes you're going to evaluate somebody and think they're good, and they're not going to work out. And so instead of saying, trust the process, or we believe in these guys, or to keep running into a brick freaking wall, you got to do something different. And the Cowboys, we ain't done anything different for 30 years. And we as fans keep expecting to get a different result. All right, I'm going to go do some work. And then tonight, I'm going to go to the city and say you're welcome.